You schnooks will now be targeting the wealthiest 1% of Americans. Talking about whales here. Moby fucking dicks. First we pitch them Disney. Once we've suckered them in, we unload the dog shit. Gentlemen, welcome to
Command and Conquer for a new generation.
We took the difficult decision over our break to finally remove Sam from the show permanently. He's been replaced and upgraded with the new THICC BOI model. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen?
They only brought you back because you sold them so much merch.
Okay, well, that's a stirring endorsement.
What's going on?
Good to have you.
It's good to be here.
Well, we had no choice really, because Sam's on holiday for the next week. So it was
Aren't
either
we
you
all,
or it's just me talking into the camera. And people can already get that on Skill Up, so we thought, fuck it, we may as well bring THICC BOI along.
We're all the better for it.
I think we are. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're here to talk about our favourite developer. I feel like every time we come back from a break, it's always to talk about either Bungie or EA, one of the two, right? And so we're very glad to bring you a new and updated Electronic Arts video. We all saw the Command & Conquer train wreck that went down at E3, and if you haven't, we're going to show it to you. But believe it or not, EA actually thinks that that was the start of something big. And they're like fully on the offensive talking about this. You're not going to believe this. Ladies and gentlemen, stick around. So, did you see the Command & Conquer showing at E3 2018?
I did
the
see
EA
it.
Play press conference.
I did see. I saw it after.
Please join me in welcoming to the stage Nick at Night.
Give me your abridged thoughts on that moment that went down.
I think it was EA really capitalizing on what the market doesn't know it wants.
Correct.
And
What about the shoutcaster? Did you like him?
what was a shoutcaster?
Oh, they had just like these two cringe shoutcasters that were just like the actual fucking worst. At one point,
Commentating on it.
yeah, at one point the shoutcaster looks at the camera. He's like, "Hey, good strategy game. Strategy. It's a good genre."
Nice little strategy game for those of you out there. It's a good genre.
Oh, I saw that, dickhead.
Yeah.
Yes, I
It
did
was
see that.
Super low.
It's a
right?
good genre.
And the thing is, and before this, what was going on was that everyone was super excited about Command & Conquer because we'd heard all these leaks that EA were going to revitalize Command & Conquer. We were like, fuck yeah, they own the rights to it. We're going to get another Command & Conquer game. We love that shit. Did you play Command & Conquer?
Yeah, we both played as kids. It
Thoughts? What did you think of Command & Conquer?
was very good. I mean, I was very young. It was hard for me to fully appreciate what it was. I mean, I would have been under 10 years old.
Tell them how you played it, Alec.
I had Command & Conquer Red Alerts. I forgot what number it was. It might have been 2.
This makes me sad.
Could have been 1.
I feel like a bad older brother.
PS1, baby. Using that D-pad to move along the grid and place things down.
I feel like I was probably hogging the PC while you were doing that, and you're like,
exactly
"Can I
what
play with a
happened.
keyboard?" I'm like, "Shut up!"
That's exactly what
It
happened.
probably was exact. And he's like, "I have to buy it on PlayStation now because they won't let me play."
And-
I'm like, "Mwahaha."
And so, look, and then since then I've played a lot of RTS games. And I really appreciate the genre, but I don't fully appreciate what it was in its heyday. I must concede.
It was a thing back in the day. Like RTS had their time, and now they're gone in inverted commas. Like we all want a Warcraft 4, we all love a new Command & Conquer game, we want a new Empire Earth and Age of Empires to return to its former glory, but those days, they're not coming back, unfortunately. It lives long in memory. But we were really secretly hopeful that EA would just do us a solid on this one and do a proper Command & Conquer game. What we got instead,
It's very optimistic of you.
it was very optimistic. What a fool I am. I should watch a YouTube channel that teaches me specifically to never trust EA. If anyone could suggest a channel like that, I'd be really appreciative.
Young out.
But anyway, I was really hoping that maybe EA this one time would do the right thing. Command & Conquer, E3, super hyped. Turns out it was the trashiest of trashy mobile games. And they brought out these two former RTS stars to like play it, and they were like proper, like, you know, 800 APM RTS dudes that know how to play, and all they were doing was like that was it, you know? It's like, you don't need those dudes. Fucking get like Will Smith and
Like a 4-year-old who's really good at Candy Crush or something.
correct. Get them out
Same
there to
thing.
play it. You know what I mean? Whatever.
That's amazing.
So it turns out to be absolutely terrible, and the internet obviously goes wild. They're like, "Can't believe you did this, EA. This is atrocious." They devoted like the largest segment of their entire press conference was that. So not only was it like, "Hey, this game sucks. It's absolutely not what we wanted," but also, "Here's lots of it."
So in a recent interview with GameIndustry.biz,
Great publication, by the way.
it is.
Let's check those guys.
Patrick Soderlund, who's the chief finance.
No, he's a
chief design.
He's the ideas man.
He's the
basically.
ideas man.
He
He's the
is.
ideas man.
He comes up
the
with
ideas
all,
person.
He comes up with all the great ideas that EA has.
He's the
Watch,
ideas person.
Listen, you'll see.
And he did an interview recently with Game Industry, and it shed some light on their motivations as to why they've chosen to go on a mobile platform for this next CNC. So, speaking with the EA Chief Design Officer Patrick Soderlund, at EA Play, we asked about the decision to revive the dormant brand with a mobile spin-off instead of the game the fans really want.
To which Patrick eruditely replied,
For us, I think people make the mistake of saying, this is what you really want, Soderlund said. Mobile is the biggest gaming platform on the planet today. When the team came up with the construct of the game, and we realized that there was a great fit for the CNC brand, and we could make the game better as a result, that just felt like the next natural step. RTS games are still relevant in the market, and for the most part PC-based, but if you can get a successful multiplayer competitive type RTS game to work well on mobile, we believe that could reach hundreds of millions of players in the world. That's what motivates us to do it, and the proof is in the pudding, my friends.
man, like, you've got to love the naked, just
Unabashed
truthiness of it. It's like, it was
truthiness.
it's the clearest. We don't give a fuck at all about what this license is, and we have no problem lying to you about it. The idea that this game is better than Command & Conquer. There could not be a more bald-faced lie. How did he look the interviewer in the eye when he said that? I wonder if he was actually smirking as the interviewer was like taking notes and Patrick was like, hey, we're gonna make it a better game. Look, doing these ones like...
The thing is, like, to play devil's advocate.
Oh, here we go.
No.
Here we
not
go.
Not defending them. But I think there's actually, it's almost kind of refreshing to just hear them say we want to go where the more players are.
Yeah.
I think it's dishonest to say that the conclusion, the way the conclusion is drawn is dishonest. It won't be a better game because of it.
Correct.
But it will reach more people.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
that's ultimately what they want to do. And so at least if they're going to come out and say that, then fine. But just know that it's shitty.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the problem. If they just said, look, we looked at the commercials and we saw a larger player base, and that's what we're chasing. We'd still be making a video about it today, but we wouldn't at least have the juicy lie at the front end of that, which is like, it's going to be a better game as a result of it. Like,
or if I mean, look, there's no secret, as you said before, that the RTS market on the PC is in a decline. But if there was an opportunity for them to create the mobile game that they wanted on the back of the brand they already had, they thought this just makes sense.
The other thing,
but they're just bullshitting.
The other thing that he said as well throughout the article on 2 occasions was that he's actually chasing a better gender spread as well. See, there's this argument that like women are 50% of gamers, okay? Now that is not true when it comes to consoles and PC games. Oh my god, sexist Ralph at it again. That's sexist. I'm filling in for sexist Sam.
Disgusting.
Okay?
Yeah, that's right.
Now, how do we know this? It's a good question because all the data is very obscured on this. I have 2 YouTube channels, and Layman Gaming is pretty boyish. Okay, right? We have some laddie humor. About 97% of our user base is 97% of our viewership is male. Skill Up, my other channel, is not a macho channel. It appeals to everyone, so to speak. It doesn't have laddie humor or whatever. 95% of my viewer base there is male, okay? So am I making content that is only appealing to males? No. It's just that the games that I'm talking about, which are hardcore PC and thingo games, you know, like console games, generally appeal to male gamers, right? When you start talking about the broader gaming industry and include mobile, then the gender thing completely blows out, right? Absolutely. Females are definitely playing mobile games, 100%, no question about that. And what's going on here is that Patrick Soderlund's saying, hey, listen, we want to tap into that female market because we believe that females would be really interested in a Command & Conquer game.
You know what, Ralph? I think that just the other thing we can deduce from that is that you need to start reviewing mobile games.
I really do. I think that's the absolute future. EA have decreed that
you are part of the problem.
I am part of the problem. I'm not catering to the mobile gaming market well enough. I'm not servicing the females out there properly. Better not show this to my wife. And so, as a result, we're all behind the curve. EA says we don't know what we want. That was the main takeaway line from this article, I think.
It's actually the headline.
It is the headline.
We don't know what we want.
Yeah, no. He said people make the mistake of saying this is what you really want, right? So what he's doing here is basically like disinformation and almost semi-fake news, okay? Where he takes a fact and then makes it a non-fact by just crazying it up. He's basically saying, we know what we want as gamers. We absolutely know 100%. We know we want a proper Command & Conquer game. Patrick Soderlund's trying to convince us, no. what you actually want is a mobile game, right? That's what you guys are keen for, and that's just next level crazy.
Yeah, no, it's quite bizarre. It's I mean, where am I going with that? I was going to link to Steve Jobs. The Steve Jobs has a really famous quote about some people don't always know what they want until you show it to them.
Yeah. It's like that Ford guy who's right. You know, like Henry Ford is like, if I only gave people what they wanted, they'd all be driving faster horses.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except
They'd ask for faster
Patrick
horses.
Soderlund is not Ford, okay? Except for the
not.
parts of Henry Ford that were dickish, and there were lots of those. Patrick Soderlund also is those parts, okay? But Command & Conquer Mobile, please don't download it today. And if you do download it, please don't buy anything. And if you do buy anything, please stop watching our channel.
Is it out?
I think it's out.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it's out. I don't care enough to check. Like, I could absolutely Google that right now, but I don't give any fucks. Command & Conquer Rivals is a game that I hope disappears into obscurity. I really hope that someone else buys the Command & Conquer rights and makes an actual game. I really hope that EA promptly go out of business and actually it serves as a cautionary tale to everybody else so that they can be like, hey, we can't do what they did. Let's make some actual good fucking video games. Do you agree, Alec?
I'm excited for the game, personally. So,
Just like downloading it right now.
bang!